Please read the disclaimer. Holy smokus, it ain't no jokus. XRP holders, we have a lot of XRP news for you today. All I ask from you is to give me a beautiful smile, to send out those big, good. Why did I say big, good vibes? Smishity smash that like button for XRP. We've been hitting over 1,000 likes on many of these videos. Let's continue that trend. Maybe XRP will like it. Maybe. Let's get into it. So the big news here this morning was the PPI inflation numbers for November rose to 3% above expectations of 2.7. If you remember, yesterday, the CPI numbers were good, but now the PPI numbers, not so great, right? Core PPI inflation rose to 3% above 2.7. It's now at the highest level since July 2025. And it seems that the Fed is not going to reduce interest rates in 2 weeks' time. It's a 96% probability that it won't happen. And the market's kind of mixed bag, actually. Stocks are dropping and crypto is up, right? US stocks are dumping while Bitcoin and crypto market is up. About 850 million liquidated today, mostly on the short. You can see side 372, 215. XRP, interestingly, more on the short, but almost the same long and short. And we'll get to price action in just a second. But I wanted to continue with the XRP news here. So this was the big news that came out today from Ripple. We've secured our preliminary electronic money institution license approval from Luxembourg's Commission de Surveillance des Secteurs Financiers. This is a pivotal step forward towards scaling Ripple payments across EU, bringing institutional-grade digital assets infrastructure to the region. The momentum is global, 75 plus license and registrations worldwide, 95 billion in volume proceeds to date, reaching 90% of daily FX markets, with the EU taking the lead in building a regulatory framework for digital assets. We're helping institutions transition from pilots to commercial scale, and we're bringing the gap between legacy finance and the digital future to unlock trillions of dormant capital. And I asked Rock, why could this potentially be, beneficial here for XRP and Ripple? And it says here, MiCA, the EU, comprehensive crypto regulation effective since 2024, standardized oversights for stablecoins and payment services. This approval gives Ripple a first mover edge in a market projected to handle 1.5 trillion euros in annual crypto transactions by 2028, according to the European Commission data. The move signals growing institutional trust in Ripple's XRP ledger for regulated finance, potentially increasing XRP utility amid post-SEC clarity, though full EMI licensing requires further compliance steps, and they'll probably get there. Okay, so this is a good thing here for Ripple, a good thing here for XRP. The next news that came out, and something, I'm going to... when it comes, right? It keeps getting delayed. They're not giving us an answer here. This U.S. Supreme Court decides not to issue a highly anticipated ruling on the legality of President Trump's tariff today. This marks the second straight time the ruling was not released as expected. So you know what? When the ruling comes, the ruling comes. It's kind of a situation right now where we keep thinking that it's going to come, and then the market could flip. So people are selling off or people are buying, but then it doesn't come. And so this is the second time already. So you know what? I'm going to be in a situation where every single time that it comes out, I can get ready for it and potentially look at it and say, okay, maybe now's the time, and maybe play it short term. But I think we'll just, when it comes, it comes. When the decision comes, it comes. And then we'll see how the market reacts, and we'll act accordingly, because, if it continues like this, it is what it is, right? This is just how it is sometimes. As someone says, I hope the Supreme Court is not scared to deliver its order. That could be a possibility, right? That they don't want to rock the boat. right now, and we'll see. And also, just a clarification here. Let me put me on the other side. Eleanor gave us a good explanation here with the Clarity Act. She says, quick recap here, crypto market structure legislation required action from 2 Senate committees. If you watched the video this morning, you had noticed that I mentioned the banking and the agriculture committee, right? And none of you kind of noticed that. Banking, which oversees the SEC and securities, and agriculture, which oversees the CFTC and commodities. Because of their separate jurisdictions, each committee drafts its own bill text and marks it up independently. Once both committees finish, the texts are merged, and the full Senate votes on the combined legislation. Side note, this is very complicated. I don't understand why it's like this. But government, right? It is what it is. Senate Ag's markup is the one that has been pushed to the end of the month. The Senate banking one is tomorrow. So, so if you watched this morning, we talked about that and there was some confusion. And so I think that also people had confusion and Eleanor was gracious enough to explain it a little bit better. Note the same procedure occurred last summer in the House with House Agriculture and House Financial Services following a similar process. So again, tomorrow is the start. Tomorrow we're going to have the Senate Banking Committee, and then we'll have towards the end of the month the agriculture one. But again, the market could get excited about the Banking Committee. So again, we'll see what happens there tomorrow. Again, as always, I don't know exactly day to day what's going to happen with the price action of XRP, of Bitcoin, of crypto. And as always, this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me anything. Those are scammers. Please be very careful out there, right? I'm not DMing you. I'm not befriending you. Those are imposters. Please be very careful out there. Before we get to the price action, if you are interested in trading these markets, our partner BYDFI will give you the opportunity to trade the market up or down, long or short. You can get up to 8,100 in bonuses. Link is in the description down below. Please trade responsibly. I will get a commission, so thank you for that. You go to my website here and you scroll down, and then you have all my affiliate links here, and you can check them out. Again, link is in the description down below. You don't have to register here. This is just something extra if you wanted the 1348 EMA indicator. To sign up to the affiliates, all you got to do is click on the button. Okay. So if we go and we look at the price action here, XRP is at $2.13, actually down minus 1.4% on the day. It was higher. It did go up to 218 earlier this when the trading started on the market, right? You can see here around 4:30, right? It started going up, and then Bitcoin hit all the way up to almost 98,000. Ethereum at 3,300. It was all the way up 3,400. And yes, XRP is maybe performing less than others here today, but you can see there's kind of a mixed bag. There's some red, some green. So the market is trying to process this data here and hasn't really decided where it wants to go. Also, we're going into a shorter week for the S market, the stock market, because it's Martin Luther King Day. So maybe that has some effect, although I know that there's not really vacations. But what's interesting, if we look right here, year to date, it's probably kind of small if you're watching on your phone, but if we look at the year to date, XRP is actually doing still better than the others here at the top 5. So you can see year to date, XRP is up to 15.75%. Bitcoin is up 10%. Ethereum is up 11.89%. And Solana is actually up 17%. So surprisingly, Solana, which, it's funny because remember XRP, we had the article on CNBC, and actually in the article they were talking about Solana and XRP, but the headline was XRP is the darling of 2026, something like that. And since then, right, XRP had like 7 or 8 straight days of coming down. Well, now Solana has come around the other side here and has actually done better since the beginning of the year and is up 17%. So it was the CNBC curse. And Cardano, for example, is doing even better, 23% year to date. But if you go only 1 month, so it's actually 3%. So again, it's all about perspective. It's all about what time frame you're taking and how you're looking. And so that's, again, very, very important to remember. If you are day trading, swing trading, long-term investing, you're looking at a totally different set of parameters. You're looking at totally different scenarios, and you have to take each thing into consideration when you're looking at the markets. And again, it is up to you to decide how you want to approach it, how you want to view it, how you want to tackle it. And so it will be very interesting to see what happens here in the next coming days. If we just look at the economic things, I just want to see, is there anything interesting economic wise? We had CPI, we had PPI, and then tomorrow we have initial jobless claims. That could be something that gives us some movements in the market. So that's something that we need to watch as well, as something that could, move the market up and down. Even though, again, we've talked about this before, even though crypto is global, we've seen that these data points that come out have an effect on the markets. And so we need to know what's happening every single day if we care about the daily price. Again, some people in the comment section are like, technical analysis and looking at the price action is irrelevant, but for some people that maybe are day trading or swing trading, it is relevant, right? If you're long-term trading or investing, then yeah, the day-to-day price action is irrelevant. I know that it makes people more engaged or less engaged, but in the bottom line, if you're long-term investing, the daily changes, it's irrelevant, right? But it is what it is, because we have all kinds of viewership on the channel. Some people are interested in this, that, a mixture. So we try to give the broadest of the spectrum that we can to please everybody. I know I can't please everybody, I know. But hopefully I try my best. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you keep coming back to see my beautiful face. Drop a comment, 8 for Infinity and beyond. Check out the links at my website there. And don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.